Hi, my name is Pastor Brandon with Sullivan Church of God, and I want to talk to you about something interesting that's found in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 35 through 42. It says this. The next day, again, John was standing with two of his disciples, and he looked at Jesus as he walked by and said, "Behold, the Lamb of God." The two disciples heard him say this, and they followed Jesus. Jesus turned and saw them following and said to them, "What are you seeking?" And they said to him, "Rabbi," which means teacher, "where are you staying?" He said to them, "Come and you will see." So they came and saw where he was staying, and they stayed with him that day, for it was about the 10th hour. One of the two who heard John speak and followed Jesus was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first found his own brother Simon and said to him, "We have found the Messiah," which means Christ. He brought him to Jesus, and Jesus looked at him and said, "You are Simon, the son of John. You shall be called Cephas," which means Peter. I say this understanding that Easter is right around the corner. In many cases, Easter opens the door for us to plant the seed of the gospel in people's lives around us. In fact, the opportunity to invite someone to the celebration of the Christ is now. With this on mind, as we read this passage in John 1:38, Jesus poses a question to the disciples of John, who had started following him because John said, "Behold, the Lamb of God." He invited them to follow Jesus, and Jesus asked them this question in response to them following him. What are you seeking? The question obviously catches the disciples off guard. I imagine the awkwardness of the moment. They had just started following him because of what John had said, "Behold the Lamb of God." And so they're like, who is this Lamb of God? Who is this Messiah? Who is this person that John has been telling us about all this time? So they begin following him quietly, just right behind him. And then Jesus turns. "What are you seeking? Why are you following me right now?" That's what Jesus is asking them right now, and it catches them off guard. So they say the one answer that just comes off the top of their head. "Where are you staying? We want to know where you're staying at, Jesus, because we want to go there for a little bit to talk with you." This isn't the question that they started following him for. This isn't the question they wanted to ask. This isn't the question that they were there to get an answer for. They were following him because they wanted to know who he was. They wanted to know who this Messiah, this Lamb of God was, and what this Lamb of God was coming to do. That was their question. Who are you? But instead all they can get out is, where are you staying? In response to this question, though, Jesus invites them on a journey. Jesus invites them to follow him. He says, to follow me and you will see. Not simply that they were going to see where he was staying, but that they were going to see who he was and what he had come to do. One of these disciples, in fact, as the Bible shows us, was Andrew, who would become a disciple of Jesus. Andrew, who is also the brother of Peter, who becomes a disciple of Jesus. And we cannot mistake the words of Andrew to his brother Peter when he goes and finds Peter. He says, "We have found the Messiah." We have found the Messiah. What a truly remarkable story from the life of Jesus. One of the first stories that people encounter when they read the Gospel of John. One of the first stories that everyone experiences when we walk with Christ for the first time. When we are told to behold the Lamb of God. And we decide to go and follow to find out a little bit more. And Jesus turns to us and says, "What are you seeking?" By being willing to simply invite someone to the celebration of Christ, we are providing an opportunity for these people to be asked this question by Jesus. We are providing an opportunity for them to be asked, "What are you seeking?" by Jesus himself. It's a question that many people normally will never face in their day-to-day life. However, through your willingness, your faithfulness to be used by God, they will come face to face with it. And through the course of being asked and going and seeing, they will see really who Jesus is and what Jesus has come to do in their lives. What are you waiting for then? Do not waste this chance to invite someone to witness the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. Do not waste this opportunity to invite everyone around you to come to the victory celebration of the Lamb on Easter morning.